I've already made multiple videos about the potential bandit perk and critical tower defense. If you've watched any of them, then you'll know that potential bandit is one of the most powerful perks and a personal favorite of mine. Obviously, it beats normal mode, but the big question that we're attempting to answer today is whether potential bandit can defeat hard mode. Let's find out in today's video. Alrighty, hello, and welcome back, or welcome to the Soda's official YouTube channel. In today's CTD video, we're going to find out if potential bandit can defeat hard mode. To do so, I'll try my very best to use my expansive bandit knowledge with the ultimate hope of defeating hard mode. Let's start with the first attempt. Okay, so here we are in the first attempt, and you can see that I am allowing myself to use Miner simply because it will allow me to make the money necessary in order to actually defeat the game. I've also chosen Monolith Ruins as the map here, since it has a long length as well as a lot of twists and turns. Starting off, I placed down a bandit towards the middle of the first half circle, which gave it enough range to see the majority of that area at level 1, but also put it close enough to the beginning of the map so that bandit's range would be properly well utilized. After a while, an additional bandit and a miner joined the party. I spent a while upgrading these two bandits and an additional miner a few waves later. At wave 15, we finally got our first potential bandit, and everything was going along quite well. By wave 24, hard mode was showing us just how hard it really was, and the several bandits began to struggle before we finally lost at wave 26. Alrighty, moving on to the second attempt, I'm a lot more hopeful this time because I actually learned two very important things from the first run. First, I absolutely need at least 4 miners for the best possible cash flow, and second, I need to place the bandits in a very organized pattern from the get-go to make sure that their range and swords are as heavily utilized as possible. Just like before, I decided to place my first bandit inside of the same half circle, but instead of placing it near the middle, I put it right here on the corner to make sure that I could cram as many bandits as I possibly could. Over the next few waves, I basically just spammed bandits and miners in the hope that the extra bandits so early on in the game would allow me to place down miner 4 and get them upgraded without losing all of my health. As the game went on, I really just tried to utilize my bandits while simultaneously upgrading both them and the miners in preparation for late game hard mode. Just like last time, by wave 24, we were already struggling. I was genuinely concerned that we might lose again, especially with that Z mecha thing. However, thanks to the quad miner arrangement, we managed enough cash to create a sort of secondary battalion of bandits, defeating everything that was leaked from all of the bandits at the start of the map. At this point, I was pretty confident in our progress, but that would change very soon. The literal spam of 1,000 health bosses and the introduction of lightning alphas created a deadly combination that quickly put an end to our second run. To answer the question that we asked at the start of this video, no, you cannot beat hard mode with just Potential Bandit. Granted, you'll absolutely get very close, and maybe it is possible with some sort of perfect strategy, but according to the literal dozens of hours that I've put into using Potential Bandit outside of this video, I'm pretty comfortable in saying that it simply isn't possible. Of course, you probably could just use support towers, such as Priest and Programmer, but then you're not really using just Potential Bandit. So that means this video is over. As always, a huge thanks for stopping by. If you liked this video and want to see similar content, make sure to like this video and maybe even subscribe. Use code SHOTUS at reddragonshop.com for 5% off your next order of high quality gaming gear. Have a great day. Bye bye.